Hello, everybody. This is Sri from BizBuzz. What matters the most in your business? Sponsored by My Work Belt. My Work Belt is a software as a service product, and this software is helping service-based small businesses and running everything from sales, project management, inventory, and AR, AP, and all in one place. And today we have John from Solvo. John is a business consultant at Solvo, helping many small businesses who are having challenge human resources. And John has been a entrepreneur. It's a very interesting story that John has. He was entrepreneur helping and running seven different businesses, and finally he wind up that and came into the corporate world and helping many other small businesses. I found John's story is pretty appealing, and he's got a lot of knowledge to share for us on the small business environment. John, how are you doing today?
Doing very well. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you very much for joining us today. And you have a great deal of experience in running businesses, designing, developing, and all that. So tell us a little bit more on your entrepreneurial background. So what was the business that you were running? And you also mentioned that your business was running other businesses, which is kind of a unique situation. Uh,
That's correct.
in the green room, we were talking about it, but I want you to share that on the camera here.
Sure, sure. Well, I've been in the States for 22 years. Me and my wife started a tea and coffee company. We built that tea and coffee company. We had just over 1,000 clients. That business was sold in 2017. And then those clients, they all wanted to still continue working with me, but in a completely different capacity.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up helping those guys to grow their businesses and understand so much more about their businesses. So I started my own consulting company. With that came lots of new companies that wanted to start a business completely from fresh, but they didn't quite understand how to go about starting it on the correct path so that at different stages throughout the life of the business,
Right.
they didn't get caught out with making bad decisions early that
Mm-hmm.
they didn't realize were bad, but then they caught them up later.
Later.
So yeah, yeah.
Now, you are helping many other small businesses now using human resource development, meaning adding more additional or adding additional um, help for the small businesses without having them to break the bank. Now, in doing so, I'm sure you have learned a lot of challenges that small businesses going through. So, what is your observation that small business is having challenge with human resources?
Yeah. When you say human resources, what I really do is I help them to staff their businesses
Correct.
in a way that is a little bit different to the regular model of, you find somebody, a boots on the ground person that will come into your office and do a job. This staffing relieves a lot of pressure from small businesses because it's actually nearshore staffing. So nearshore means that it's still in the same time zone as the US,
Mm-hmm.
but they are remote workers. So it's almost like a Netflix subscription. It's like a month to month if you need a
Mm-hmm.
bookkeeper. We would put some bookkeepers in front of you to interview. You would pick the one that fits your company culture and the way that you would like to work. The great thing about this nearshore staffing is that you won't be paying any of the benefits. You don't have any of the HR or compliance or any of those types of issues that so many small businesses tend to get a little bit tangled up with in the US. So that is that alone is a huge benefit to
Now,
small
why
businesses.
why would first of all, let's step back for a minute here. Why would a small business run into a staffing challenge?
Yeah, because it's extremely hard to maintain regular staff that will show up on time, that will adhere to your rules, that will follow your training. I'm not obviously saying that everybody's that way, but unfortunately, when you're a small business and you find yourself with, let's say, not the same sort of funding
Hmm.
that you could have to step up and possibly get a different caliber
Mm.
of employee. So they do tend to run into similar kind of repetitive issues with staffing.
Now, with your experience, both as an entrepreneur, now helping entrepreneurs here, small businesses here. So, what are the different tasks you think that can be that a business owner can delegate to those who are not necessarily in the office but remotely be there, still contribute to the growth and development and the profitability of the small business?
Yeah, so a lot of back office tasks,
Hmm.
bookkeeping, invoicing,
Hmm.
accounts receivable, accounts payable,
Hmm.
calendars, scheduling of corporate events, scheduling of business networking groups that you're trying to attract new customers for. All of this requires planning. And usually, when you're the business owner, you tend to concentrate on trying to grow the business.
Mm. That's great. That's great. Thank you very much. See, there are a lot of opportunities for small businesses to delegate the work to the remote workers. Actually, although there was opportunities, but post COVID, it is hugely increased. Now, the mindset of the entrepreneurs is changed. In the before COVID, everybody believes that you have to come to work in order to make any productive contribution to the businesses, right? Now, with this remote environment, do you see any challenges that comes with it in addition to just simply everybody talk about benefits? What is the challenge that small business owners need to be aware so they don't get upset?
Very good question. So, when you think about remote workers, it kind of sends you to a place where somebody is in their apartment or in their bedroom with a
Yeah,
laptop, and you're not really supervising them, managing, following the metrics that you've issued to them. You really don't quite know what's happening.
correct.
The module that we have created is completely different. Yes, they're remote workers, but they are going into an office with hundreds of other workers. They
Mm,
have key card entry. They put their cell phone in a locker, and they have a supervisor and a manager that maintains all the metrics that the client sets for them
mm,
with daily check in. And if you wish, you can actually have them live with you. Just if you're doing like a
right, right,
Zoom call
right,
or
right.
something like that, you can have a computer with them open. They're right next to you, and you can have an ongoing conversation.
Conversation. That's a great way of doing the uh, productive meetings with the remote workers. That's great. That's great. Now, when you were an entrepreneur, you mentioned that you were in a suffocating position by not having help, right? What
Correct.
caused you that suffocation at the time when you were, let's go with your entrepreneurial experience? What caused you that suffocation?
What caused me that was multiple things. So what I would do is I would set up a business for somebody. Instead of the agreed handover point, they preferred for me, if possible, to continue running the business for them.
Mm,
Maybe I did a good job, and I was kind of my own worst enemy, and they thought to themselves, "Well, he's doing a great job. Let's see if we can just get him to continue doing it."
mm,
So, I said yes many times. And of course, with that, the responsibility with taxes and many other types of things that come with the responsibility of a business and keeping it up to date with all the necessities.
yeah.
Um, it grows and grows and grows. My time for myself and my family and my children got smaller and smaller and smaller. Then comes the weekends and evenings. So you have to draw the line somewhere with your own kind of personal health and well-being. Now,
Mm,
this went on for best part of 10 years.
mm,
So to be able to step away from that and now to focus myself 100% on one kind of task that I know where my breaks are. I know that I have weekends. It really has completely changed the whole way that I look at work right
So now your entrepreneur turned into a uh, corporate officer, if I call it right
now. That's
now.
correct.
So that the how are you dealing with that, you being your own boss, and that's what the freedom that you enjoyed having your own business, to now you have to report to somebody, and you have to you kind of feel like you lost your freedom. So how are you managing that transition, and what are you using to ease the stress that just in result of the transition?
Yeah, excellent question, because that was one of my biggest concerns and worries. When you have a certain type of personality, I've always been a natural leader. I've always run my own company. I've been the CEO of three other companies, vice president of another
Yeah.
company. So it was a little bit daunting. However, I am able to self-reflect quite well.
Good.
I'm not one of those types of people that has such an ego because of the positions that I've held that it
Mm-hmm.
will then get in the way like a blockage.
Yeah.
Plus, the best thing about this, as most people that have a corporate job, the job is only as good as the person you report to. Now,
Mm.
the person that you report to, if you have a fantastic relationship, great rapport, understand each other, and you're on the same page, that absolutely changes your view on a corporate job.
Yeah.
And I'm very lucky that the person that I personally report to is probably, as I stand here today and think about all the jobs and positions that I've had, probably the best person that I've ever had the pleasure to be working with. And if that
Excellent.
wasn't the case, I could see myself quite easily going down that
Good.
spiral of what
All right.
I had
Yes.
thought would happen. Very lucky, very lucky.
Excellent, excellent. So, John, thank you very much for joining us today. So, those who are listening, you have to take this. This is an interesting journey that John was a entrepreneur doing a coffee, and then become a business consultant for helping setting up and running many small businesses, and now turned into a corporate world, and now he is using the self-reflection methodology to ease the challenge that comes with going from entrepreneur to corporate world. Usually we in the market, we see many of the people go from corporate world into become a business owner, but this is completely opposite direction. And his experience, there is a lot that we can learn from his experience, and you can take something away from this and use it in your business and in your personal journey. That will be greatly helpful. And leave us a comment and share this video. If you have not subscribed to it already, please subscribe to our video and like it, and that way we can forward this message to the rest of the world. Thank you very much. That's it for now, and we look forward to seeing you again next episode.